With this COVID-19 pandemic, I wanted to share some steps that you can take to prevent infection in your home. As many of you know, I raised my younger sister, Adrienne, from the time she was 8 years old until she died at the age of 15 from stage 4 liver cancer. And like most cancer patients, her immune system was knocked out whenever she was doing chemotherapy. I was really proud of the fact that the entire time during Adrienne's treatment, she only got a cold one time and she never got pneumonia or anything else for that matter. The reason for that is we had a fantastic oncology nurse teach us what we needed to do at home to prevent any infection from happening. So these are the steps that we took in our own home. Number one, my sister did not go outside and see other people when her white blood cell count was down. If your immune system is suppressed, don't interact with other people. If you are more at risk, do not go out. Number two, we did not isolate my sister. What we did instead was we allowed people to come to our house. However, when they came in, the very first thing they did was they had to spray this bleach water mixture on the bottom of their shoes. We did not allow people to take their shoes off. Then they would go to the sink and wash their hands. And then they would put hand sanitizer on their hands afterwards. So when you walked into our home, you had to take 3 steps before you got to interact with my sister. But we didn't isolate her. We allowed people to come to visit, with one exception, which brings me to number 3. We did not allow small children into our house unless we knew them extremely well. In fact, we only allowed one small child into our home during that time. You know, children just carry bugs and stuff, right? I mean, they do, and that's what they do. They get exposed to all kinds of things. So that was one of the precautions we took as well. So let me go over those 3 steps again. Number 1, we kept my sister inside when her white blood cell count was low. So what that means for you is if you are someone that's more high risk, limit your activities outside at other places. Number 2, we had a whole 3-step procedure when people came into our home to prevent any spread of infection. And then number 3, we did not allow small children into our home at all. Even when my sister's immune count was up, we did not let small children come in. Oh, and number 4, here's a little bonus. We did not allow strangers to touch doorknobs. So during my sister's cancer journey, we were renting a house, which unfortunately the owner decided to sell. So complete strangers were coming into the house and viewing our home. So we did not allow them to touch any doorknobs or really anything. And they had to do, by the way, all of those steps I just said before to come into our house. So those are just some precautions we took. The one cold my sister did get happened when we went to the movies. And if you think about it, a movie theater is a really dirty place. But she only got one cold, which is pretty incredible when you consider at one point my sister had 0 white blood cells, 0, you guys, and 0 ANC. And my cancer peeps know what that means. I hope these tips help you. Don't isolate yourself. Do allow people to come over and visit, but you can just take a couple extra precautions